I'm back in the boat. I'm trying to figure out why they can't leave me alone. They be like, dang X, you been gone so long. Locked in on July, I'm going up on my own. That was a bar. I'm not going up on myself. You know what I'm saying? It's slow progress. All praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ can move in all of our lives if you let him. But what's good, everybody? It's Thtman.x. As you see, I'm back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to the hunt for Ted Bundy. This is my first time ever. I heard the name Ted Bundy, but I don't know who he is. You know what I mean? I think he's a serial iller. I'm gonna call him a cereal box. I think he was one of those, but I really don't know about him. This is my first time doing deep dive research on Ted Bundy. So, hey man, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Hopefully, I'm entertaining enough for y'all to stay. If y'all don't know who Ted Bundy is, we're gonna find out together. Let's get into it. Jesus Christ King. Disclaimer. Discussions of, oh, he was one of those.
Bob Hayward, a highway patrol officer from
That's
Salt Lake
75.
City,
My dad was like
sits in
5.
his car in front of his house on Hogan Street. He's just finishing his shift when a tan Volkswagen Beetle passes by with its lights turned off.
Yeah, a hot dog whip.
Hayward knows his neighborhood and realizes this car is most likely not from here.
Right.
The officer goes on and checks. The Volkswagen Beetle parks right in front of his neighbor's house. The owners are not home.
Right.
Only their 17 and 19-year-old daughters, alone.
Right.
He turns on his brights to read the license plate. This startles the driver and he speeds away. Hayward chases him. The driver blows past one and then another stop sign. Hayward has no intention of letting the man escape. A few minutes later, the Beetle finally stops at an abandoned gas station. A man gets out of his vehicle with his hands up. He wears blue jeans, a black turtleneck, and tennis shoes. He has shoulder-long dark hair.
Oh, before we continue, is that right? Like, all because you have suspicion of like, you could get pulled over for suspicion, right? I don't know. All because you don't know the car doesn't mean you gotta pull him over, right? What if he's visiting? What if his family? But it is 2 a.m., so you're right. All right.
Smells of weed. Hayward points his gun at him. The man says he's a law student and was at the local drive-in watching Towering Inferno.
Man,
He got lost on his way home. The only problem is that Hayward drove by the theater earlier. Towering Inferno was not being shown that night. The officer checks the man's car and sees something very strange. The passenger seat is missing. In its place is an open bag with multiple very strange items. A ski mask, a crowbar, an ice pick, a box of trash bags, gloves, a pantyhose, rope, and some wire. In the trunk, Hayward also discovers a pair of handcuffs.
I'm going to arrest you tonight for evading an officer, mister. But I intend to ask the county attorney for a complaint against you for possession of burglary tools.
Back at the police station, the man gets registered and photographed. While he had the necessary tools, there was no burglary to directly link them to.
Right.
But without any evidence, he is free to leave the station on bail. Bob Hayward is suspicious. He's convinced that the man wanted to break into his neighbor's house with those 2 girls inside. Though it was only much later that Hayward would realize the man he arrested that night was none other than America's most infamous killer, Ted Bundy.
Oh, Ted Bundy was a.
And it will take a lot more to finally catch him.
Salt Lake,
He's
this
not
is
a
Utah.
wild beast to look at or to hear.
Her viciously, biting her,
He was thoughtful, charismatic.
and clubbing her to death.
He was quite personable.
And then it's like, I don't know, like, when it comes to me, bro, like, I don't like seeing anybody die in such a manner, right? But no, it's like a different type of hurt. Excuse me for talking a mouthful, pause. But it's a different type of hurt when I see it happen to girls. You know what I mean? Like seeing girls die in such like a horrific way, it hurts me a little bit more, you know? Hey man, rest in peace to all those victims. Hopefully I had y'all life right with Jesus Christ.
The 70s.
The hunt for Ted Bundy, let's get it. The
The
mask.
70s and 80s are the era of serial killers in the US. Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson. But one of them stands out. Ted Bundy.
So Ted Bundy was the
He's
top
handsome, articulate, likable, even.
Right.
Well, I'm sure it works, and you've got to have faith it'll work, or else you'd be reduced to some kind of, mumbling idiot.
Theodore Robert
Oh, so he was actually getting an interview? Who was it? Who was interviewing him?
Bundy was born on November 24th, 1946. He's a smart boy and grows up in a relatively normal working-class family.
I grew up in a wonderful home with two dedicated and loving parents, one of 5 brothers and sisters.
He probably used to beat his meat a lot. That's what
A home
happened, like
where
gooner
we,
mindsets and
as
stuff.
children, were the focus of my parents' lives, where we regularly attended church. We had 2 Christian parents who did not drink, they did not smoke, there was no gambling, there was no physical abuse or fighting in the home, but it was a fine, solid
Jesus
Christian
Christ.
home.
But not everything is alright with Ted. From as early of an age as 3 years old, he does strange things.
Like what?
When his aunt is sleeping, he arranges kitchen knives around her.
Wow.
When outside playing in the forest, he frequently takes apart mice.
Wow.
When swimming, he more than once tries to drown others.
That's
He never
crazy.
shows any signs of guilt.
You know what's crazy? Shout out to God, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jesus Christ for all this. Bro, like when I was a kid, I was similar to that, bro. My grandma used to call me a demon child. I think they thought I was gonna be like one of these. Dead serious. Cause like when I think about it now, bro, I used to like, I was addicted. Not addicted, but oh my gosh, it was so weird. Like I remember I was addicted to cemeteries at one point. Like, bro, it's creepy, bro. I was like, bro, I remember I used to wanna, bro. Now I don't have that, but back like when I was young, I used to be addicted to cemeteries, bro. Like I used to just look up cemeteries and tombstones and funerals and not funerals, but like, you know what I'm saying, death like that. And it happened after my grandmother passed. And I was like, Grandma, I want to go to her cemetery. I want to see her grave site. We never went. But I was just heavy on it. And then I remember I used to kill like, first it started off as bugs, and then it moved to like birds, bro. I remember one time it was like a bird nest. And it was a bird nest full of baby birds. I hit it and then I just started beating them to death, bro. And then like my grandma used to have fish, right? She had like 3 medium-sized fish. They was pretty big fish. I put them in a separate bucket. I filled the bucket they was in with like extremely hot water from the tub, and I dropped them in one by one, and they shot up. Like they went in the water and shot up. Oh my gosh, I killed almost every pet fish I had. Remember, I was just, bro. Yeah, I could see why I had that title, bro. Like, and then I didn't realize how crazy it was until I started seeing like serial killers and how they was doing the same things as kids, bro. I'm happy. Shout out Jesus Christ, bro. Because the older I got, like, it calmed down a lot. Remember, I used to fight a lot, bro. I was really on the path to being one of these, bro. But it literally, like, after I hit like a certain age, like all these things just stopped. I don't know, but yeah, quick little backstory of me, bro. I was probably about to be on this path, bro. I'm not gonna lie again.
For a few years, he and his mother lived together with his grandparents.
And I was
His
just
family is
overly
religious.
aggressive. Like,
His grand-
sorry again for pause. I was just overly aggressive, bro. I used to fight all the time. I used to be mean. And I used to do really mean. Oh my gosh,
Father,
yeah, man.
a deacon. But the grandfather is also abusive and violent, a racist wife beater and collector of violent porn. Despite all this, Bundy adores him and regularly peeks into his collection. Ted is intelligent and good looking, but he is also very shy. A loner
Unibrow.
who is often bullied at school, he sometimes has serious outbursts of rage and does not quite fit in with the other kids his age. During his first years at college, Ted is insecure and has almost no social life. A positive memory for him is when he buys a 1968 tan Volkswagen.
W.
Gives him a sense of freedom and independence. Over time, Ted Bundy builds the
But they look
perfect
hot dog.
mask. He appears as a confident and charming young man now. Graduates in psychology, starts dating girls, and attends law school. But he doesn't care much about the law himself. As a teenager, Bundy had a lengthy history of theft. When he turned 18, it was wiped. But the desire to commit a crime grows and grows inside him.
See, I didn't
On
have
February
these
1st,
desires.
1974, Bundy breaks into a student's home, abducts, and kills his very first victim,
Wow.
Linda Ann Healy.
Girl.
Bundy's victims are always attractive young women. He approaches them in public places, faking an injury or disability and luring them to his car. When his charm and good looks convinces the women that he's no threat, he beats them unconscious. For the
Damn.
bodies, he has a place on the floor of his tan Volkswagen right where the passenger seat used to be. He drives to a secluded location where he brutally rapes, strangles, and kills them.
But why? But why? Like, bro, you could have just, you know what I mean? Like, you could have been cool with the girls, you know what I mean? Why you at?
And not even stopping there. Every month, more and more women disappear. First in Washington, then in Utah.
He was traveling
The
state
public
to state.
is afraid. The police are desperate. For a very long time, nobody has a clue who did all this or how to find them. Before
never
Ted
mind. I don't
Bundy,
think I
the
was on
term
this
serial
tab
killer
then.
simply
I
did
was
not
never
exist
like
in
this.
people's minds.
Hell
His
no.
facade is always well maintained. He even briefly works for the Seattle Crime Commission and writes a rape prevention pamphlet for women. Bundy knows exactly how to not leave any evidence. DNA tests were not yet invented, and even if the police would find something, departments at the time rarely shared information across state borders. But on November 8th, 1974, Ted Bundy makes a crucial
But they had
mistake.
7-Elevens back then?
He leaves a witness.
Oh. Is she still alive?
If these murders had happened today, the hunt for Bundy might have ended much sooner. Fingerprint matching and other computing techniques have
Pretty ad.
transformed police work over the last decades. Data science is relevant in countless fields today,
Yep.
and it's not magic.
Pretty ad.
Brilliant can be a great...
W callouts. 2 escapes.
Carol DeRanche is 18 years old.
Damn.
She's driving her 1974 maroon Camaro
It's a nice
onto the
whip.
parking lot of a Sears mall. She parks under a light and walks into the building. Carol is looking for books and stands just outside of Walden's bookstore when a man approaches her. He introduces himself as Officer Roseland from the Murray Police Department. He is polite and well-dressed. "Someone was trying to break into your car," he says. Then asks the woman whether they should check if anything is missing. She agrees and they both go back to the parking lot. Carol looks into her Camaro, but everything is there. The police officer tells her that the suspect is back at the police station. If she joins him, they could file a complaint. Carol smells a slight whiff of alcohol and starts feeling uneasy.
Oh, was that little
But
Ted?
the officer shows her a badge and she agrees to come with him. They go to the officer's vehicle, but it's
that
not a
is
police
Ted.
car. It's a tan Volkswagen Beetle. Maybe he's undercover, Carol thinks. She feels a bit nervous, but gets into the car anyway.
Damn.
A few minutes later, the man stops the car at an elementary school. He suddenly grabs her arm and handcuffs her. Carol starts screaming when he pulls out a gun. Carol is terrified. Luckily, she realizes that her handcuffs aren't attached to anything, so she grabs the door and quickly jumps out of the car. The man chases after her and pulls out a crowbar.
Bomba clock!
Once, twice, but Carol holds up her arms in defense, fighting for her life. Another car is approaching. Carol manages to break loose, runs away, and jumps into the other car. She goes straight to the police and reports the man who introduced himself as Officer Roseland and his Volkswagen tan Beetle.
Oh my gosh, man. What would... It scared me. I could only... First, I'm not getting in a whip. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not getting in a cop car. Why would I get in your car when I have my own car? But she's 18 at the time. When I was 18, I would have thought about that. I was 18 2 years ago. I was 18 2 years ago. I would have thought about that.
Hayward is so unsettled by the man he arrested. The next day he mentions him to his brother, Captain Pete Hayward, a
I just
homicide
sneezed.
detective. The detectives at the Salt Lake sheriff's office immediately recognized the car. A year ago, a woman
he
in
looks
Seattle
creepy,
reported
wow.
suspicious behavior by her boyfriend. She saw an eyewitness drawing from a kidnapping that looked just like him. The woman's
Say bless you.
boyfriend also had a tan Volkswagen. 10 women have gone missing, and the man is on the list of suspects. The detectives start connecting the dots and invite Carol to a police lineup. 8 suspects in total are standing in line, including the man Bob Hayward arrested a few weeks ago. When Carol DeRanche sees them, she immediately identifies the fake officer. On March 1st, 1976, Bundy is sentenced to 15 years in prison for the attempted kidnapping of Carol DeRanche. The investigation picks up pace, and the police manage to connect him to another case.
Damn.
23-year-old Karen Campbell. In October 1976,
Oh,
Bundy is
what
sent
am I
to
doing?
Colorado to stand trial
Hold up, y'all.
again.
I just messed everything up, bro. We're back. We're back. We're back.
This time for murder.
Huh?
If only his story ended here.
Oh, wait, there's more?
In his second trial, Bundy decides to defend himself in court. He is a law student after all, and a very confident one. For that, Bundy receives slightly more freedom from the judge than other prisoners.
Wow.
A typewriter, a desk, unlimited and untapped phone calls, and access to the law library in the courthouse. There he can move freely without shackles or handcuffs. Bundy's trial is in full swing. During a recess, he goes to the library. His guard is in the hallway, smoking a cigarette. It is a sunny day, the sky is blue, and Ted Bundy jumps from a second-story window. The fall is hard, but after landing, he
How
immediately
far is
runs
2
across
stories? That's that. 2 stories not that. 2 stories not high though. He could survive that.
the street, over a fence,
Might got a
and
little
into an
bruised
alleyway.
leg.
From there, he sprints to a river, and from there, straight to the mountains.
Oh, how did he get
Blue,
out?
and Ted Bundy jumps from a second-story window.
They're like 3 stories in
The
my
fall is hard, but after landing, he immediately runs across the street, over a fence, and into an alleyway.
Why don't they got?
From there, he sprints to a river, and from there, straight to the mountains. Bundy planned his escape for weeks, jumping from his bunk bed to strengthen his ankles, going through his exact escape route again and again, putting on a second layer of clothes under his courtroom outfit, practicing how fast he can change, getting a haircut, shaving his beard. A woman rushes into the courthouse and informs a guard that she saw a man jumping from one of the windows. The guards immediately sweep the floor. From the moment Bundy leapt from the windows, it takes them 10 minutes to realize he's gone.
Dang.
The police set up roadblocks. They send bloodhounds into the
You
mountains
can do a lot in 10
and tell the
minutes.
residents to lock their doors. Radio stations and newspapers quickly cover the escape.
You could give your life to Jesus Christ in less than 10 minutes though. You could do it in 30 seconds. You could do it in a minute.
A killer on the loose. Ted Bundy wanders through the mountains. He has nothing with him. No money, no food, no plan. Only a light shirt and his pants, and since he defended himself in court, a map of the area that was used in the trial. A whole day, he hikes up the
so why do they
grassy
give them
hills,
all
and
these
by nightfall
extra
manages to
resources?
cross the Aspen Mountain. The next morning, however,
Why does he need a
it's
map?
cold and rainy. So
And how
instead
did
of
he
wandering
acquire
further
that?
south, he tracks back and finds a small cabin.
Was he
Where he
hurt?
stays for the night. On day 3, Bundy leaves the cabin.
How did he get a gun?
Now better equipped. He has some food, warm clothes, and a rifle. On this day, the FBI joins the manhunt, bringing in helicopters. Despite the map, Bundy gets lost. When a rainstorm hits, he becomes even more disoriented. The cold is doing the rest. He eventually starts walking in circles and lands back at the cabin.
Probably just gotta hide in the
There,
tree
he
or
finds
something.
tracks of the search party. They're onto him. For 5 full days, Bundy is hiking through the hills. With his ankles
5?
swollen and his food running low, he finds himself back in Aspen. His only chance of escape
Colorado?
is to find a car. At a golf course, he finally finds an old Cadillac with the keys inside. It's the morning of the 6th day of Bundy's escape. 2 police officers see a Cadillac zigzagging on the road. They stop the car, assuming it's a drunk driver. Instead, they find a sober but weak Ted Bundy. He lost over 20 pounds and barely managed to steer the car.
Damn.
His nose is wrapped in Band-Aid, and he wears glasses, but the officers easily recognize him. He is arrested only 2 blocks from where he jumped out of the window. Back in custody, Bundy now also faces charges for escape. He has to wear shackles and handcuffs when in court. It matters little to him. Almost immediately, he starts planning another escape.
Damn, bro. Just give up. Like a nigga, like just give up. You know what I mean? Like, do you gotta kill that bad, bro? Damn. And if he escapes a second time, like, do y'all not think like, hey, let me put a security guard by him. Let me put extra supervision on him. You know what I mean? Like, do y'all not think? Because if he escapes the second time, he deserve. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm the government of the department, and he escapes more than once, I'm gonna let you be free. Just don't commit a crime. Because if you keep escaping, that means we're not doing something right, and they need to pay the repercussions of not doing something right. Dead homies.
A guard brings Ted Bundy a warm meal to his cell and leaves.
I
But
get to
Bundy
Colorado. I thought it was
doesn't touch
Utah.
it. Instead, he lifts himself up into a small hole in his ceiling. In the weeks prior, he used a hacksaw he got from another inmate on an already loose light fixture to cut open a hole. To fit in there, he had to lose weight, so he reduced his meal sizes by constantly complaining about the food as a cover. Bundy is prepared. He accumulated $700 from donations for his defense.
Who
In the
gave
weeks
him that?
before his escape, he used the trapdoor regularly, searching for a way out, and he found one. The vent leads to a small apartment of a prison guard. Bundy crawls through the tight shaft.
How do you find?
When he
So,
reaches-
so is the prison guard, like, is the apartment connected to? Is there multiple vents connected to different places in the world? Like, can somebody from DC climb and get to my place? How did he get to an apartment if he's in jail?
It's the apartment, he hears voices. The guard and his wife are eating dinner. Bundy just sits there, waiting for his opportunity.
That's creepy
The
as
woman
hell.
says, "Let's go to a movie tonight." "Sure, why not?" the guard replies. A few minutes later, the door slams shut, and Bundy drops into the apartment's bedroom. He puts on a pair of blue jeans, a gray turtleneck, and blue tennis shoes. Then he walks
just
out
took
of the
his
street
drip.
through the front door. This time, it takes the guards 17 hours before they realize what just happened.
17?
Bundy has long vanished.
Nigga, he could have flown to Africa by that time. 17? They want him to escape and kill more people. They got to. Gang. They don't put no. Y'all don't. They should do hourly checks, bro. They should do 30-minute checks every day. 30. They don't want it for real.
It is a quiet night on campus. The parties have mostly ended, and the local nightclub is closed for over an hour now. Nita Neary comes back from a date with her boyfriend. When she tries to enter her sorority house, Chi Omega, she notices that the door is unlocked.
Mamba.
She enters and finds that the lights are still on. A few seconds later, she hears a loud noise from upstairs, followed by footsteps.
Just start
A
running.
man comes rushing down the stairs. He's holding some kind of club in his hand. He hastily opens the front door and runs outside. Nita wakes up the others, and they soon realize a monster has been in their house. 4 young women have been assaulted. 2 of them will die.
Oh, look at Kimberly Leach. She looks so young. And then he just
2 of them will die. A monster has been in their house. 4 young women have been assaulted. 2 of
R.I.P.
them will die.
Like, I blame the police. I ain't gonna lie. I blame the police. I blame the police. This is their fault. Y'all, how you keep escaping though? Like, y'all can't have a guard that watches people, bro. If somebody escaped the first time, bro, you getting supervision every day. I don't care. I'm gonna watch you pee. I'm gonna watch you poop. I'm gonna watch you shower. Not me though. Like, I'm gonna send somebody else to watch. You know what I mean? Like, to guard him at least, or like turn their back to her. No, can't turn your back to somebody like him, but like, at least like make sure he ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like somebody. I don't want to. Not me personally though. I don't want to.
Ted Bundy tries abducting multiple women, but always fails. Until he finds 12-year-old Kimberly Leach.
12?
The girl is out in the rain.
That's what
She's running
so
across
young.
a basketball court to another classroom at her school when Bundy signals the girl to come over. She does.
He did the candy method. You should have known not to go for that candy, man.
David Lee, a patrol officer from Pensacola, sits in his car when an orange Volkswagen passes by with its lights turned off. Lee knows his area well and realizes this car is most likely not from here. He follows the driver and checks the license plate. The car is stolen. Lee turns on his police lights and the car starts to speed away. But David Lee has no intention of letting the man escape.
Good.
A few minutes later, the Beetle finally stops. Bundy must have had a strange feeling of deja vu at this point. This time, Bundy will not just get out of the car with his hands up. He will not say he's a student who watched a movie and got lost on his way home.
Right.
This time, Bundy decides to fight.
I knew
He gets
it.
out of the car. The officer points a gun at him. When the officer tries to cuff Bundy, he hits him in the face, kicks him off his feet.
Damn.
The officer fires a warning shot, and Bundy runs. Lee, now running right behind Ted, fires another shot, and the man falls to the ground.
Damn.
But Bundy hasn't been shot. It's a trick to grab the officer's gun. He fails. The officer hits Bundy with his pistol to arrest
You
him.
gotta face him! Nah, don't face him. Nah, man, just I ain't gonna lie. He doing all that. I'm gonna shoot you on your ankle though. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta get shot somewhere. I ain't gonna kill you, but like you're not running though. Dead on me. Like I'm that ankle gone. That ball that you got gonna be replaced with a bullet. Dead on me. I ain't gonna kill you though. I'm not that type of guy. But you probably will kill me if you got that gun. So. But I'm a graceful person. I might shoot your kneecap also. Just like the kneecap ain't too serious. You just not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Just say goodbye though. Say you're not walking regular. You can't play basketball after this. But you tried to kill me, so, and you've been killing, so, you know what I'm saying? Basketball will be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's all right.
The hunt for America's most infamous killer has finally ended.
Did they put supervision or no? The sensation. 1979.
Bundy's trial began for the murders at the Chi Omega sorority house.
Damn.
Soon after he went to court for 12-year-old
He killed Kimberly?
Leach. Bundy
How?
tried to defend himself, and in both cases pleaded not guilty. 1 month later, on July 23rd,
Oh, what?
himself, and in both cases pleaded not guilty.
He pleaded
1
or
month
like
later,
that's
on
what
July
it was.
23rd, Ted Bundy was sentenced to death.
Oh, okay.
A few days before his execution, Bundy confessed to a total of 36 murders.
Get the hell out of
Newer
here,
D-
man. Get the hell. I can't even get that in a Fortnite match with bots. Oh my gosh. 30, what? 34,
A
37.
few days before his execution, Bundy confessed to a total of 36 murders.
36. That's a lot of human beings, bro. Like, and then the faces are the only ones that they could confirm. 37?
Newer DNA samples show that Bundy might have murdered over 100 people,
What?
starting his killings at the age of 14.
They didn't talk about him at 14. What do you do at 14? What, bugs? They count that too? If they count in bugs, I got a body count of 300. Got to.
What makes the trial of Ted Bundy stand out is not only his charming and likable demeanor,
I
the
pissed
ruthlessness of his
in
murders,
an
or
anthill before. An anthill before, so that's like 500.
even the
right
fact
there.
that he managed to escape from prison twice. What makes Bundy's trial stand out was the trial itself. It was the first ever in U.S. history to be shown on national television.
3 murders, but is believed to be the killer of perhaps 40 women.
Just another death row inmate convicted of.
Hey man, repent, please.
Since he defended himself in court, he had many opportunities to show his charming personality to the public. And many people were fascinated by him, especially young women.
Goofy birds.
Are you a little scared when you look at him?
Yes, it scares me to be in the same room with him, but I know there's other people in there.
I'm not afraid of him. He just doesn't look like the type to kill somebody.
Every time he turns around, I kind of get that feeling, no, you know, gonna get me next. You know?
But yet you're fascinated by him.
Very, very.
Why do you do it?
I don't know.
From
And
all
that's
those
why,
women,
man, he knew what he was doing. It was that easy. I could see why he got 34 or 36. I could see, man. If you look good, you could have your way. And he was having his way in his way. Don't have your way in that type of way.
courtroom, there is one who stood out.
Whole lot of
She believed in Bundy's innocence almost to the very end. Carol Ann
his
Boone,
mom.
Bundy's girlfriend.
Oh.
He proposed to her during court. After his conviction, they even had a child together.
Oh, no, he was an oral farmer. No way you proposed to me in court after you just killed 34. That's crazy. He was doing all this and he didn't kill his girlfriend. I would be surprised if I was her. Wow.
Carol, do you want to marry me?
And she said yes.
I do want to marry.
Bundy's trial became an unprecedented media sensation. People all across the country could watch a killer fighting for his life, trying to evade his death again and again for years. On the last day before his execution, television crews from all over the country came to Florida State Prison. Thousands of people gathered. They had signs with them and fireworks.
At one point, the celebration got out of hand.
T-shirts were sold with a phrase you could hear people chanting, "Burn, Bundy, burn."
Wow. That's what
On
happens,
January
man.
24th, 1989, after spending 10 years on death row, Bundy was executed via electric chair.
Wow.
The person who flipped the switch was a woman.
So he went out by a girl.
Slow down, my young friend. You think you can touch the sky? Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong?
This is evil, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I just got a weird feeling, man. All right, rest in peace to everybody that lost their life to him, man. And I don't believe anybody should go out in such a manner, man. The reason why there's even things like this that happens in the world is because of sin. But we all can be delivered from sin through Jesus Christ, and we're never going to stop sinning until we die. But after it's all said and done, we could be in eternal life where there's no such thing as sin, no such thing as pain, no such thing as death. We could live forever in eternity and be with God physically, spiritually, you know. But this is sad, bro. Like, this is not right, bro. And then people celebrated the death, man. It just shows like the hatred, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, like, and it happens, bro. When you do bad stuff, people celebrate when you gone. I feel like I read that in the Bible before, like people celebrating the deaths of like certain rulers or something. I forgot how it went, but like celebrating the death of somebody that was super bad to them and treating them bad. That's what happens, bro. When you bring energy, when you bring like all that bad energy, bro, like people are happy when you're out of there, bro. And man, sad, bro. But rest in peace to every victim. Like, comment, subscribe. It's my first time finding out about Ted Bundy. Low-key don't want to hear about him no more.